Good evening. Hello. Welcome to Mind Your Business Monday. I'm your host, Travis.
And I'm Arletha.
And as always, Mind Your Business Mondays is brought to you by Onpointe Alliance. Here at Onpointe Alliance, we provide identity related solutions through a diversified scope of services, with fingerprinting and background screenings being our primary services. To learn more, scan the barcode at the top of the screen or click the link in our bio. Let's see if I get it right this time. I got it that time.
So, we want you all to tackle the week like a boss every Monday here with us on Mind Your Business Monday, a compass for entrepreneurial growth. Level up your skills by learning from entrepreneurs who have been there and done that and embody their wisdom in both personal and professional leadership development. So, whether you're just starting out or already an established player, this is one compass that will guide you towards success. So, if you like how all of this sounds, please like, follow, share, and subscribe to this podcast and all of our social media outlets. And remember to click the notification bell.
Sharing that we are live like I'm doing right now.
Okay, let me make
And
sure I'm
hopefully the
sharing
rest
too.
of you are doing the same thing as well.
Mhm.
And we look forward to you guys' comments on tonight on Mind Your Business Monday. Hey. All right. So tonight we're going to talk about the importance of completing fingerprinting and background checks on your team, people that you work with. And here at Onpointe Alliance, we're committed to providing our customers with the highest quality of service when it comes to fingerprinting and background checks. We are the top, and I'm bragging right now, we're the top provider of these services in Dallas, offering high accurate results that you can trust. Fingerprinting and background checks are more important now than ever before. In today's competitive environment, employees need to take every measure possible to ensure they have trustworthy employees on their team. You know who you're working with. Yep. This includes having access to comprehensive background information so they can make informed decisions about who they hire. Performing a thorough fingerprinting and background check process can help employers reduce the risk of associated with hiring an employee who may not be suitable for the job. It also helps to protect companies from potential liabilities as well as fraudulent activities that could occur in the workplace. Moreover, it helps increase employee morale by ensuring that all new hires are qualified for their positions, thus creating a safe and healthy work environment for everyone involved. Now, not only do fingerprinting and background checks provide employees with peace of mind, but they also help protect applicants from fake job offers or identity theft. There's a lot of that going on right now, too. By performing routine screenings, companies can confirm that applicants are who they say they are before any documents are signed or money is transferred, thereby preventing fraudsters from taking advantage of unsuspecting victims. At Onpointe Alliance, we understand how important it is for our clients to thoroughly vet an applicant's information prior to making employment decisions and offer our clients reliable solutions tailored to their individual needs. Our experienced team strives to detect any discrepancies or irregularities on candidates' CV while confirming their eligibility status within minutes of submitting their details. So you know you're making the right decision right away. In conclusion, it is essential for employees today to perform thorough fingerprinting and background checks on potential employees as part of their recruitment process in order to ensure that only qualified individuals join their team. Here at Onpointe Alliance, we make this process easier than ever before by providing efficient solutions tailored specifically towards each company's needs so you always get the best results possible.
All right, y'all. So tonight, and I was doing continuous touch screen, so I ain't pressing up against the screen.
Okay, I was just trying to see.
No, I was saying this.
No, that's
okay,
fine.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Y'all got a touch screen, and we're trying to make sure the phone wasn't pressed up against. But anyway, so we're gonna talk about 5 risks small business owners face by not screening their applicants. We see a lot of different scenarios. So the first one we're going to talk about is financial risk. Small business owners risk financial losses due to fraudulent activities perpetrated by untrustworthy employees who have not gone through a proper background check. And an employee's past may contain financial issues, lawsuits, and criminal behavior that employers were unaware of, such as theft, embezzlement, and other fraud related offenses that can create serious financial losses for your organization. We literally had a client that had businesses here in the US as well as overseas. They One of the services that they provide is they go in and they do different type of construction projects, anything on a house. They did commercial as well. Well, they had one employee who things kept coming up missing, the but the guy was really nice. They never suspected this guy to be doing anything underhanded, but they noticed they just kept getting complaints from different uh, clients that they had for, these were existing clients, kept saying things were coming up missing. Well, one of their team members actually was friends on social media with, you and your team, everybody friends with each other. Why the dude was, he sold stuff, like resale stuff. He was stealing these people's stuff and selling it on his website, on his social media. Like, he was, like, when I say dry robbing these people, and he stole thousands of dollars worth of items. They had no clue. So now we do all of their screening for their employees. So some of the background solutions that we provide, one, so some agencies and some industries, you guys may be mandated to provide a specific type of background screen. But there are a lot of you're not required by anybody to do any special type of background check. You can hire who you want. It doesn't matter. You're not required by federal requirements or state requirements. So such as a construction company, a moving packing company, maybe. Like home health care. Yeah, you guys probably do the family registry, but I'm finding that there's no specific federal requirement that you do a federal background check to make sure that the person's background is clear.
Right.
There are other industries that you're not mandated to do it, but I always say just because you're not required to do it, don't mean you shouldn't do it.
That's your
reputation. The word of God says all things are lawful, but are they expedient? Okay, is it beneficial to try to save $35-$40 to background screen someone, and then this person, because your cousin or your son or your family member referred them and you just hired them, now you put your business at risk because you didn't know what was on this person background check because they were record, because they were nice,
right?
And you would never suspect anything. So that's a real life scenario, and we see it all the time. That the financial risk. So now and then how else they caught them? One particular homeowner, now these people got cameras in their houses, right? So one of the clients caught the person on camera, and they had to do everything they could to keep this person from suing them. And thank God they have been providing quality service to this person and had a good rapport with this person, that this person did not take them to court. So financial risk is one of the things that you guys get faced by trying to, shortcut it. And I understand with small businesses, sometimes you don't have enough employees to run these fancy background checks, or some companies you got to run a certain number of background checks, but you don't have that many employees. Like the restaurant industry, I feel they should be doing more background screenings as well, because later, as we go through some of these points, I've had a situation where a well-known, very wealthy woman went out to eat. This fancy restaurant had an imposter have on a fake uniform. They had so many employees in this place that this person was able to put on a shirt similar to the uniform shirts that they were wearing, blend in, taking orders, getting people's credit card numbers, Okay. And it just so happens she only used like when she go out to eat, and this is a financial, her services is financial services. So she got her stuff so organized that, and so this particular card she uses only when she go out to eat. Well, she's sitting at home and getting notifications on this particular card that she only used in particular place. And the last place she used this particular card was at this restaurant. Well, it just so happened she was at the table. She was with a friend, and the friend was like, "Girl, you always paranoid. Just relax, just relax." She pulled out her phone and started taking pictures because she didn't feel right about the person in the first place. Just so happened she's sitting at home doing work, getting notifications that charges are being made on this particular card. She knew exactly where was the last place she used the card. She, thank God, her banks and all the securities was set that they was able to block, the transactions come through. But she went back to the restaurant, showed the manager the picture of the person. They said this person don't work here.
Wow.
She said, but you see the shirt that they have on, and do you see? And some of the other employees were in the picture, so the person knew, the manager knew that this person had to be there in uniform, identical to what they was wearing. So listen, it can cost you big time by not being aware of who is on your team and what their background check is. That's a real true story. Like, we hear so many different things when it comes down to fraud, y'all wouldn't believe.
If you're trying to save yourself money for not doing the background check, you think about financially, you pay for it on the other end.
Yes.
Especially when you wind up being financially liable for somebody who's done something on your team, and now you got to answer for it.
And for as far as our services, we have an option. If you go to onpointealliance.com, we have an option where, if, let's just say, you don't finger or have to require a fingerprint, but you want to do a name check real quick and get the results immediately, we have some very affordable and cost-efficient options that you can just do a name check on a person and immediately within minutes get the results back. Okay. And there's only 3 credit bureaus that runs them, and we cut out the middleman and go directly to the credit reporting agency. And you have 3 different options. Each one is more extensive than the other, and I believe they're starting out at somewhere between $35 and $40 per. Go to our website real quick. I want to confirm that. $35 or $40 just to run a background check and get it back quickly within minutes. Okay, and the way that process will look is, while that person is filling out the application or sitting in front of you or either on the phone, you can say, hey, you can go and request a background check for them. So go to fingerprinting background screening, go to background checks. So you go to our website, click services and name check, and then click pre-employment background screening. Once you get there, it's going to say screen now or screen now, hire now. But what I want to do is look up pricing. Let me see, just to confirm what the pricing look like.
Definitely worth paying the money on the front end, so you don't wind up paying a lot of money
pricing,
on the back end.
Yep. So you can, it's even less than that. Is the background check. Background check. The basic is $25. It does the instant state and county check, federal watch list, national sex offenders registry, national most wanted, TransUnion instant match, and the FCRA and state fillers. Then it goes from $25, $40, and $60. Each one of them are more extensive than the other. It's as simple as you're talking to the person, whether they're in person or online. You're going to put their information in. It's free for you until the background check is actually ran. You'll let the person know, hey, go ahead and check your email, or you can tell them you get 24 hours. With my new hires, I tell them you get 24 hours to respond to the email, and they already know we're going to move on to the next person just to hold some accountability. they go in and verify who they are and give permission to run that background check. It shows you where they are in the process. Boom. Once they give permission, then the report comes back in minutes. All right, that's how simple it is. So if you don't have to hire people often, or you got employees currently that you never ran a background check on, you can go to our website, onpointealliance.com, select name check, and it doesn't matter what state you're in, and run and do a quick background check on your team to say that you did your due diligence to protect your clients and your brand and your staff,
Right.
to know who is who is among you.
Who's laboring among
Yeah,
you?
so that's the name check. We'll talk more about the fingerprinting options, but that's if you need just a quick name check. You're not required to do any special type of background check on your people. At least you did your due diligence by running a name check on them.
Right. So the second risk is your safety risk. So without conducting the background screening, small business owners can also put their employees and customers at risk of physical harm. When employees hire individuals without confirming their safety history, they are unknowingly introducing a potential threat into their workplace environment, leaving them exposed to liabilities from incidents that could have been avoided with proper security measures in place. So one of those examples is
like a child care.
Right.
Or y'all seen on social media where the elderly people getting beat up and slung around and all kind of craziness, because some of those industries, they don't require certain type of background checks, and where with child care and like respite care, adult daycare type situations, you have to do a family registry. But if you never abused anybody, but you got other little weird stuff that's red flags on your record, you know what I'm saying? And it gets overlooked. So you want to make sure you understand who is on your team. And even if something end up, weird happening, and it's somebody that was a bad apple, at least you have documented as a responsible and replicable business owner that you did your due diligence. This person slipped through the cracks. That it wasn't that you just hired somebody, and when things like that happen, and now guess what we all have? Phones, social media, cameras, right? At least you can say that this is not this person's behavior is not tolerated amongst our company. We don't condone it in any kind of way. You can defend yourself. And some people, that's all they want to know. Did you do what you were supposed to do?
Right.
New moms and parents hire nannies all the time that they did their due diligence, but the person still ended up being.
I gotta grab the card.
Go ahead. That the person still ended up being, a bad person. However, they did their due diligence, is our point. So you want to avoid safety risks, paying attention to people. Do they have mental issues? No, they may have never been in trouble, but it's something documented of their mental health. Are they part of some domestic violence situation? No, they never abused a kid. No, they never abused an elderly person, but you at least know what's there, right? So the next one we're going to talk about is reputation. Background screening is essential to maintaining public trust and reputation of a small business. A single incident involving an untrustworthy employee can result into major reputation damage in the form of bad press or customer complaints, which could lead to poor ratings on popular review sites like Yelp and Google reviews, potentially damaging your long-term prospects for growth and for success. Again, we seeing it all the time. Different people with different racial positions, being, people with different political perspectives, people saying crazy things, the first thing they do is go to social media. And guess what? Something happened within your organization with a person. Guess what they're gonna do? Start looking them up. And if they're affiliated with you in any kind of way, that's how people study losing their jobs, because they'll do something stupid at the store, and then because of who they are and their job is associated some type of way or represented in their social media, that's where you start seeing jobs and companies distancing themselves from individuals, because what they did does not reflect their culture, and they don't want that stain on their reputation. But can you imagine that happening to you, who is a small business owner who can't afford lawyers and special PR and special marketing and all of these things, right? And you, on top of that, you didn't do your due diligence. But can you imagine in your contract, in your marketing materials, you automatically volunteer that all of my employees are federally screened, all of my employees are compliant to safety regulations. You see what I'm saying? Like different compliances per your industry. You went an extra step just because it wasn't required. You did your due diligence as a business owner to protect your clients and your team.
And somebody paid attention to it like you would pay attention to it.
And sometimes it comes down to, okay, you got 3 people who do the same thing. Whether it's marketing, whether it's consulting, whether it's finances, no matter what it is, and you got to decide who you gonna use. Guess what? All you can do is go off of their capability statement. All you can do is go off of their profile. And when you start seeing what they have in common and what their differentiators, well, on yours, your people are compliant to federal state laws, or all your people are vigorously screened, that you did your due diligence. That makes you look better as a small business owner. And as you start to grow and try to get contracts with different larger companies, guess what they require? That all your people be screened.
Yep.
So your cousin who is a felon, you find ways to represent that in your bylaws, that you employ felons versus this person is just here under the radar, you were being nice. It's certain advantages of having programs like that. You see how now you can even use that to your advantage versus just not doing your due diligence and positioning yourself as a responsible business owner. Like within my industry, certain aspects of my business, you can't have things on your record. I have multiple business and services that I provide, so I can make that decision based on who I hire, but the knowledge that I have about this person's background screening, I can make an informed decision.
All right, so then we have the compliance risk. Every small business must ensure they are compliant with applicable laws and standards regarding employee safety and security throughout every stage of employment. That's from recruitment to termination. And failure to do so can lead to legal action or fines imposed by the government agency or other regulatory bodies. By ensuring all prospective hires undergo thorough background screening, small businesses can protect themselves from costly compliance violations down the road. Case in point, not making no money.
Yeah, like non-for-profits or like daycares, churches. There are certain compliances that you guys have to adhere to because you're dealing with children. Are you guys compliant? Are you compliant? Have you run a check on these people? Did you do it's going right back to, y'all gonna hear me, may feel like I'm beating the horse, but have you done your due?
It's a live horse. And deal.
Yeah. You just made
no, because you say you don't want to say like you're beating the horse. No, the saying is beating a dead horse. I said, but a live one.
Like have you done your due diligence? That's going to be the term, the key word for today. Due diligence. Okay, go ahead.
Then you had a productivity risk. Employees who have not undergone a full background check may be unreliable, dishonest, or perform below expectations due to lack of qualifications, unreliable references, or false resumes. That's a good one. All of which can significantly reduce productivity levels within a small business and hampers chances for success over time.
Now, I've even had a client that they actually was a employment recruitment company, small business owner. They actually did video interviews, and now you got to send a video talking, doing the different scripts, things like that to get the job. Baby, why the person who applied for the job ain't the person who showed up for the job?
Wow.
In real life. In real life. The person that applied for the job is not the person who showed up for the job. And when I'm like, didn't they know this stuff was recorded? And so, and guess what? The person was able to start working. They caught on to it fairly quickly. However, the person showed up for work, accessed the client's information. Now, nothing fraudulent took place. Thank God they caught it in time. But because the temp agency sent all of the information on the person, the company, their client was like, hey, this is a different person. Like, no, this is such and such. They going through the file, and the picture of the person was different. That's how they caught it.
Wow.
Now, they are a prime example. They did their due diligence to make sure they sent everything over. They had no way to control who was going to show up for the job, right? And they provide services out of state, so a lot of y'all know how they go. Is a bunch everything your company is in one state, you work in another state, right? So they had no way to control that, but because they did their due diligence and prepared their client with necessary documentation, they covered all the bases. They were able to handle whatever consequences for the person who actually showed up, and not take a hit. However, that was embarrassing.
Very.
It was embarrassing. Very. And they had to really convince their client that that they were apologetic and to recover that to save the relationship.
Because it could have cost them.
Oh, yes. That could have cost them big time. And we've actually had people. Now, we had no imposters show up, but we had folks fill out a resume.
Banging
They
resume.
send up their resume. I mean,
Popping
shiny,
resume.
glittery, glycerin resume. And baby, because I have an onboarding process that I don't deviate from, I was easily able to identify if they pimped out their resume.
And they definitely pimped it out.
And couldn't do a speck of
Glory.
what they put on their resume. And that's why I don't really care about you. I help people bedazzle a resume.
They can vacuum very well.
I
had to.
And so we were able to tell because I have my systems and processes in place. Yep, I ran a background check, so that wasn't the issue. However, doing my due diligence and the way my onboarding is set up is like a net. It will catch anybody that ain't supposed to be here. Okay, so we have to do our due diligence as small business.
Like, do you know how to do anything? Anything that your resume say you know how to do? Because I'm not seeing.
Y'all, why try to tell this person? Well, what did you say?
You being nice. I'm trying to be nice.
Don't name drop.
I wouldn't name drop, but
No.
I'm just saying, like you
Like
everything. You're everything.
except
I mean, literally like a glorified housekeeper. It's like the only thing they did well was clean.
yeah, like because we have a thorough, like we clean our labs and you know a systematic
Sanitize.
process, right? So they doing all of the
Sanitize.
exterior things, but it like the when it get down to the meat of what they were hired for, it was all these gaps and delays. And I have a 72-hour rule in my up on my team, so I'm not micromanaging. I let everybody move at their pace as long as some tasks, unless I identify it as it's due today, you get 72 hours to complete something. I'm not asking for or looking for it before then. You know what resources you're supposed to use to enter your information so I can follow the projects, things like that. And this person they could not do, and it was always excuses and reasons. And Travis talking about some, because right now you just seem like a glorified housekeeper.
It was true. It was true.
They messed up because they said they didn't know what they were supposed to be doing. And Travis is like, wait a minute.
Ain't nobody know anything about Arletha. No, you're gonna do anything for Arletha. You don't know exactly what you're supposed to do. That is impossible. That is impossible.
Yeah. So we were able to catch it and deal with it nicely and appropriate.
But that's because you did your due diligence in putting everything together.
Yes.
To know how everything is supposed to go and to see how everybody do what they're supposed to do with the systems that you have in use with the asanas and different things to show where we are and resource. So you ought to have it in place for your workplace to be able to cross T's and dot I's.
Mm-hmm. And there has to be
and spot lies.
And so there should be layers in your onboarding process. There has to be layers. You know, that's why I don't like posting on like Indeed and things like that. I actually scout people. We'll go out in different places that we go on a regular basis, and we see somebody and we see how consistent they are with us, how they interact with other clients, and I'll ask, hey, are you stillable? You know, and a lot of them like, yeah, you know, they just there and the place is not good to them or for whatever the reason is, and we handpick who and very selective with who work with us. I don't care if they're volunteering or the project-based independent contractors. We're very selective on who work with us because everybody can't work with me. If you're a procrastinator, I'll run you nuts. And I'm not gonna allow you to run me nuts.
Only one person get to do that.
So you know, we have to have layers. So yeah, you did your due diligence, you did your the screening process, you checked the referrals, you actually ran a background check, then you monitor them upon them. You had a window of time to monitor them before you give them full access to certain things. Now I learned that the hard way, because it was I would hire somebody to do marketing because I didn't know how to do it. I'm just giving them access because they're business owners and I'm hiring a company. So I didn't require these companies to sign an NDA for me. But guess what they gave me? An NDA.
Right.
So I didn't require them to sign one to work with me. I've actually had somebody literally get mad at me because they went MIA, get mad at me and lock me out. I had my course over there. I had all type of system and workflows, automations, and they literally got mad and locked me out and send my and like will keep your money or try to just throw a tantrum on you. Like you have to do your due diligence. So now I have things in place. I don't care if I'm hiring you as an employee or hiring you and me being your client. I have things in place that protect me as a company. So I encourage you all to do that too, and don't be uncomfortable telling people what you need from them to protect your brand because that's your baby. And it's not, you don't want to come off a certain way. You don't want to be mean. You don't want anybody to think you think this. They're going to think it anyway. And each person, most people who up to no good, first say, "Oh no, you ain't got to worry about that with me. We ain't got to sign an agreement. We don't. I don't. We don't have to do this. Nope, do it. Business is business. At the end of the day, business is business. And when you get past um your feelings for the person and things got to turn into business, it get businessy real fast.
Yeah, it does. Yes, it does.
So all that bro and sis or bro and sis go out the window. Yep. So we done learned some lessons. So we encourage due diligence. So again, onpointealliance.com, you can go and check out all the services that we have available. We have the name checks that it doesn't matter what state you're in. We can provide services for you if you require fingerprints and you're in and you need a FBI live scan and your employees are in a different state and there's no live scan facility available. They actually can go get fingerprinted at the police department or whatever, overnight us those cards, and we can scan those cards and submit them to the FBI on their behalf. They can come into our office. Go ahead. They can come into our office and be serviced. We are Florida approved, so to provide fingerprints on behalf of the state of Florida. We do the FBI live scan. We do ATF e-file. We can do FINRA background checks. Go to our website and check out all the services that we provide. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us at 888-741-7926 is our business line. We will give, if we miss your call, is because we were the client, and we will call you back as soon as possible. And if you're not sure now, I must say this: we're not authorized to tell you what service to select because we deal with hundreds of agencies. So each one of them could require something different. However, we can give some clarity on what services we do provide, and is that in line with the instructions that you have. If you're not sure, we recommend you going to your requesting agency. That's the agency or person who is requiring you to be fingerprinted, and get some clarity on what type of fingerprints they want from you. So some of you all call and say, "I need a fingerprint and a background check." Well, a fingerprint is a background check. The difference is it all depends on what the agency is required. They want a live scan. Well, I need a live scan. Well, there's different types of live scan. Is it state? Is this for a particular state? If so, you need to find a vendor that is approved to provide that state level background check. We are state approved we have the credentials to provide state level services. However, we're not part of the state contract by choice. However, we can do other services that it doesn't matter any reason, any state, including international. It all depends on what your requesting agency is requiring. Okay. So you have any questions, reach out to us. Go to our website. It's very user friendly and straight to the point. You select the service that you're curious about, and you can read on how it works. Is a process. The price, process, and availability is listed there on our website. Oh, last thing, and we do tenant background screening. So if you're a landlord and you want to run a background check on your tenants, we also have that option available. And you can get that off of the website where it say name check, it'll say pre-employment, and then it'll give you the option to do a tenant screening. All right. All right. I think that's all we got tonight. So we do have a few announcements. I'm excited about our anthology project. I am hosting a webinar this Wednesday at 7 p.m. We have a co-author opportunity available that we're going to talk about the details of what that opportunity looks like and consists of. So it's unleashing your inner author, overcoming adversity and abuse, and sharing your story in our anthology. We're going to help you transform your personal journey into an inspirational chapter that impacts the world. So with that anthology project, we're giving you a co-author opportunity. You share your story, become a published author. Can you make that bigger? Because I can't see nothing on that screen. There we go. You share your story, become a published author. You can inspire others and help them move from defeat to victory. Give your voice a voice, create a stream of income, and be a part of something bigger than yourself. All of these are more reasons to be a part of this collaborative work. And there are 2 ways to join. If you scan a barcode or go to that link, and that link is also in our bio in the description. You can get it there and request more information. But I highly recommend you register for our webinar on Wednesday at 7 p.m. All right. And so that's the webinar. Then we have my fingerprinting boot camp. So that's, even if it doesn't matter if you're a new startup, if you're you're looking for a low cost startup business, if you want to be a solution, you want to make some extra money, a self-paced business with flexibility, you might want to consider adding fingerprinting, either starting a fingerprinting business or adding fingerprinting to your current business, like notaries. This will be amazing for you all, because there are often times where you're out doing notary services and people need a fingerprint. Well, guess what? As a notary commission, you're not, that doesn't cover you being a fingerprinting technician. There are laws and different regulations that you have to comply to provide certified fingerprinting services. So we can get you trained and certified. Let's say you're a fingerprinting company, you have a live scan device, but you don't provide ink cards and you're leaving money on the table. We can get you trained on how to accurately capture legible, classifiable prints. Or vice versa, you're trying to get into the live scan business, either or. You want to scale your business. If you in this industry already, you know there are some challenges in really fully understanding all of your options and how to get around certain barriers. Well, guess what? We're in this thing 6 years, and we have overcome a lot. We've learned a lot, and we're here to share what we've learned with you all to scale your current business. Last, if you, let's say you have a company that you have to get people fingerprinted, your applicants fingerprinted regularly. Well, I can actually train and certify someone in-house that you never have to send anyone out. So you may not be trying to start a fingerprint business, but you have to send people to get fingerprinted frequently, right? We can train someone to be on your team to provide services, and it'll be, regardless if it's a federal level, state, or international purposes, they'll be able to provide those services. All right. So the fingerprinting bootcamp, again, you can go to our website, onpointealliance.com. Click Empower University option. So go to services, Empower University, and select and learn about the fingerprinting boot camp. If you have specific questions or want to do a group session where it's 4 or more people, give us a call. We can set it up for you guys, and it could be in person or virtual. I like in person because it's faster. Where instead of a 2 week situation, we can do it in 3 to 4 days. Get everybody trained and certified. Okay. And the last announcement is some of my superpowers consist of operations, systems, workflows, and conflict resolution. I help my clients organize and structure their businesses to be more productive and profitable. So if you need help with your clients, you study running into, you kind of stuck trying to figure out how to overcome some type of obstacle for with your team, or even just implementing different uh, policies or tasks, or even just implementing a vision, and you need some help with structuring your thoughts, how to implement those ideas, or you need help with time management, my Onpointe facilitator program is available. Again, you reach out to me at 888-741-7926. You can click the link in the description, and it'll say meet with Arletha, set up a free 15-minute consultation, and then I would love to hear how I can help you uh, with your be a solution to some of the frustrations that you're experiencing right now. So those are all my announcements.
All right, so we did another one bites the dust.
Mm-hmm.
Some helpful information on tonight. We thank you guys and ask you to remember to like, share, follow, and subscribe. All of that is greatly appreciated. We'll continue to be back here weekly to give you some important information to help you along your entrepreneurial journey.
Before we go, if anyone would like to be a guest on our show, at this point it's free. So you can come and share your business, what you do, your expertise by clicking the link in the description, and it'll say be a guest on Mind Your Business Monday. You click that link and complete the application to be considered as a guest on our show. And just come and share your knowledge, share what you do, and can get leads from it. People who need to acquire your services, you can come and share. And we would love to have you on.
All right.
All right.
Is that it?
That's it.
So you guys know what to do. Have a great rest of your week. And keep in mind and always remember to mind
your business.
Where you at?
I was busy.
Mind your business. Thank you guys. And we will see you all the next
week.